Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's J Smo Reviews here, and this is the start of a new series that I'm starting on this channel, Flashback Fridays. Now, I know it's a little bit cliche in the term, but I feel like I said in my intro video to this channel, the history of battle rap is really important. I love keeping up with new battle rap, but I love rewatching old battles just as much, if not more. And whether you're a fan that's just really nostalgic and wants to hear about some old battles, or you're a newer fan that's finding a hard time finding ways to learn your history, I know there's not a lot of crash course and stuff on here for battle rap. This is this channel. This is going to be an information hive, and I'm going to be recapping all types of old events, all types of specific old battles, and giving them more, tailored breakdowns. Today, though, the first Flashback Friday and the first battle I want to review on this channel, my personal favorite battle of all time, I believe from a technical perspective, a top 3 battle of all time, and with all things considered impact, even though it's below 1 million views, I believe it's still a top 10 battle of all time objectively. Iron Solomon versus Rum Knitty. Absolute classic. I can't wait to get into this one. Like I said, much more content like this to come, going back in the day and reviewing old battles and events. So without further ado, here we go. So before I get fully into the round for round for this battle, I just want to go over some backstory for both battlers coming in. This was Iron's return battle on URL since the infamously terrible Mook battle. Coming into this, he had just battled Clips, Arsenal, and Illmak, as well as Beat Magic, all on King of the Dot. The Beat Magic battle being the best of the 4. Thought that was a fantastic battle. Y'all should check that out. But the Clips battle was okay, debatable. Arsenal battle was, I'd say, debatable, but was a really bad look for Iron. Arsenal bullying him across the stage. I might have to go give that a full rewatch. That might even be a loss for Iron. But I know it was a pretty low-quality battle. What to pick from it, him disrespecting the sponsor's daughter at the time, Nakaya, for King of the Dots. That led to its whole, the crazy situation that led to, the fallout. So it was a net negative performance on his stock. And then there was Iron versus Illmak, where Iron was pretty physical, causing some, some pushing and shoving. And I think Illmak was just a better battler in that battle. Really weird. If you look at the full catalog of Iron Solomon, pen, consistency, even if you have him losing or don't like his style, he always brings it. And versus Illmak was one of the few battles that I thought he was just really off. So that's a clear L for him. So coming into this, people were indifferent towards it. They thought the matchup was random. Rum Knitty had just kind of finished off one of his first great runs on URL with Av, Ill Will, Clips. And then you get to the JC battle, which he loses on Summer Madness, and this is his first battle after. So people thought that it was a really random matchup. There wasn't the hype. Now looking at it in hindsight, it's understandable to understand why it didn't have 1 million when you take in crowd politics and stuff, because it was a random matchup. Neither of them were particularly, even though technically extremely well respected, neither of them are these humongous ticket sellers, especially at the time. And then it's a damn near a private event. Nobody knew the first volume was going to go down. So either way, led to an amazing battle. And let's get right into the rounds. So we're going to start here, round 1. Iron Solomon comes out comparing the types of clips that they got. Rum Knitty getting a clips that was choking, Iron getting a clips that came with all 3 rounds, and saying my clips come with rounds. That was a cool opener, dope. Then he gets into the vent and AC scheme. Your fans blow. I blame it on their conditioning, air conditioning, their conditioning. That was dope. And then he breaks out into one of the most iconic moments of the battle, his freestyle about Rum Knitty's Jordans. But I'm kind of matching you, but mine are classic, so I'm winning in this fashion too. I'll snatch your shoes, stomp out half your crew with one on each foot to leave them black and blue. That's just for kicks. He came up with that. Not only was it crazy to just come up with that, it was fantastic material. There was no stuttering. If you look in his face, it's not the usual. You give people about 2 to 3 seconds to cook up a rebuttal. It didn't take anything. It's like it was almost in his writtens, and it was a complete, it was off the top. So super, very quotable haymaker. And then you get into the Jordans, that was accompanied with the Jordan scheme about, your soul can't be in the air, the shoe of the greats. And then he follows that up with another heavy, hard-hitting scheme. I'll dump more on whoever, Nitwit. K-Shine does a version of that in his battle versus Rum Knitty, but this original scheme was fantastic. Not as full-on of a haymaker, I view, as his freestyle, but just another very notable line from his first round. He then continues on to go, As this comes, your circle will go down, the fun will end. Got two guns named Rum and Knit. Just when you think they're cool, they jump and click. The cool lines, I definitely think it's straight. Then he gets into, I have my notes up here that I'm reading off of. I just watched the battle myself for this video. The blade goes in and out of blue like you barbicide. That was very dope. Throw your noodle against the wall till the pasta's ready. We all know that throw the pasta, it sticks to the wall. I think some lines like that, you get the jump and click, Rum and Knit. They're cool. I think they were decent, but, you know, when you have things like the freestyle, the more on whoever knit with, I think that even though there's some in-between lines here that I'm not the biggest fan of when you write it out, there's just too much scheming going on and too many bars. Even right after that, he comes up with, after some bars that I still don't like, leave you necklace for a rack like Mardi Gras, swinging bats at the top of the fourth, like the away team, that was pretty dope. And then he had that we call this the itis, you eating this, you getting stuffed. So even though they're not, I shouldn't say I don't like the bars, even though they're not humongous haymakers like you might have, I might consider the freestyle, you know, one of his bigger haymakers here. He's jabbing. He's landing at some rate the entire time. And then that leads you into the double scheme, the DNA fabric, he licks shots. And then he follows the end of that scheme up with, I got this bitch sewn. That's why he seems stressed. Incredible haymaker. Fantastic. The double layered writing in all this is just fantastic from Iron. And then he closes it out with, when you just tried to chase Cross JC and just got crucified going up against a Jewish guy. Dope. And then the pro-choice bar to end the round. So really just a real solid 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 round from Iron. And then Nitty starts. We got Nitty coming out the gate with pull something out the boot and cap little Iron. This Monopoly pieces. We all know that. Gas chamber. They're going to be saying, I smoked you in a small room. Just incredible. We all know Rum Knitty's first Iron is one of his most quoted of all time. Pull out a blacksmith and let it bang on Iron. He had the Iron hide bar. Burying a white man like Monsters Ball. Another, I wouldn't consider it a full-on haymaker, but just a very strong jab. And in my opinion, I'm going to let you guys know, I actually have Rum Knitty edging the first round here. Both of them have great peaks. When you look at Nitty's peaks in the round, you look at while your people be penny pinching, mine be nickel squeezing, I kill him easy. I've been jonesing to give a jewels on cam. I really mean it. That's incredible. That's just a legendary little pocket there. That's two of his more quotable lines ever. But what gave him the first round to me is the in-between stuff. With his little in-between bars are, you know, Chris Webber, I pulled his Tom out and fucked the game up. Planting Bodies, Little Shop of Horror. Piece of air and Iron Mouth like Holyfield. And then maybe the big haymaker I forgot is the planet scheme he does is just absolutely incredible. Jupiter, Mercury, Mars. We all know the quotables there and what he included. I grabbed the fifth from my son, like Jupiter. All that shit is incredible. So for me, even though it's a very close round, it damn near comes down to preference if you like the more pen-heavy style from Iron with schemes and layered writing. But I think if you look at the in-between bars, Nitty's jabs were more powerful than Iron's jabs to me. And I think he might have had one more bomb with the planet scheme. So for me, I got Rum Knitty edging 1-0. And let's get on to the second round. Now, on to the second round of the battle here, man. What I believe, the second, I believe, is the only clear round of the battle, and therefore the clearest round of the battle. I gave to Iron. We're not going to spend too much on time on this as we do the other two rounds, but basically the style breakdown that Iron comes out with, if you can't fit something else in the plot, you're putting yourself in a box. The first half of this round is just one solid angle about really style breaking down Nitty for being a puncher, which realistically gets brought up every battle. It's an angle that people bring up, even fans just mention it. But the actual landing percentage of that angle on Nitty really isn't that high considering the volume that people do it at. And I think here in Iron's second, most notably and most remembered, the Scantron scheme, you got to fill your whole round with lead just to get accepted. Just incredible. That's an iconic quotable. One of the best style breakdowns in battle rap history, in my opinion. And the best style breakdown of this particular angle on Nitty, which you hear every battle. So if, let's say 20 maybe battlers have at least mentioned a little bit, and that's lowballing, but let's just say that he is the best one. It just goes to show the greatness of Iron Solomon, pen-wise and just as a direct angler. When you have material like this, so direct and tailored to your opponent and executed at the highest level, I do not believe that there's anything in battle rap at its peak that hits harder than just a well done style breakdown. And Hollow versus Clip's memorable as well. It's just really hard to get around that. But going from there, he also says you can't be king with just one subject. Again, referring to Nitty's use of the gun bars. He has a sex scheme in there. Sell a bit of tickets, can't fuck with what a procreate. There's nothing new under the suns. Talking about Nitty being, a copy of the Conceited, the Suns, and that entire movement. Some more click hopping stuff, wearing the LOM t-shirt, flipped on writer's block, and then ends that with the gang scheme. Throwing up blood or 5-4. I'll send him to Hell's Angels if he don't take my advice, Lord. So that was a hit crazy in the room, and it was about like 8 references within about 5 bars, 6 bars. So that's just incredible. And then the fluid rapping at the end, you get one shot. Buzzer beater, you get one shot, and it's fourth quarter finish. He had a whole 16, a multi let in, really fluid rapping, really great ender. And just a fantastic round by Iron. Nitty had a great round too. Every round of this battle is great. There's no getting around that. All of them, both of them for 3 rounds, both gave fantastic material. You got Nitty, Lennox, and Belly. You knew I was cut from the jump. If I draw, you lose, Iron. We're donating plasma. The music scheme, if the bullet hit your hi-hat, in your tempo, it'll be instrumental to your death. Some good shit in here. I think the best 2 bars of the round. If I need something in my house, I'm running errands. I got bills to pay, fire, and crazy how we be calling these people legends, but they just ordinary people. The John Legend flip, dope. Obviously, I have Iron taking it clear. I think that he had a good round, but not too many bombs that stick out. Definitely a little bit of a drop-off from his first. And yeah, I have it 1-1. Also some notable lines to add from Nitty second. Just some nice jabs in there. Snap on the card like EBT balance, and a 2-wheel sets you down, the documentary. I'll let a 50 burst on MC Search, so a little bit of comedy in there, but clear round for Iron. I got it 1-1 going into the third. And let's get into the final round. Third round of the battle, I believe the most debatable round of the battle. Iron starts out with some reaching jokes, calling Rum Reaches Christ, saying he's got to write his bars in the Heisman Trophy pose. It was pretty funny. He then gets into a money angle, talking about how Nitty just doesn't get paid, gets paid crumbs compared to everybody else, and then says that paper on the back end is just a temporary plate. Fire, slept on too, but great line. And then he ends the entire angle about Nitty and his pay. With Nitty, you're not bottom tier, you're volunteer. Lands crazy, performed it up well, built up to it, and just got the proper payoff. And this starts a little clip here where Iron Solomon loses his fucking mind completely. If he didn't lose his fucking mind yet, he lost his fucking mind here. So Nitty, you're volunteer, haymaker. He then gets into the whole hand scheme, doing every part of the hands. And then when you play it back, these are the type of lines that created smack. Disgusting, absolute room shaker. Then follows that right up with I was the first, talk about Nun and Mike P, and they could play their new role, but I was the first white to watch. I made this Hugh blow, referring to the watch. That's 3. And there's 3 absolute bombs back to back, and then finishes it off with some real talk, some OG smack talk, and tells Nitty, I could even explain in detail what Nunu does. Just absolutely just back to back to back. And it's probably, in terms of such a great battle, even though I think Iron's second is his best round of the battle, that little clip of 3 to 4 haymakers there is just, that sometimes what separates the greats from the regulars and the legends. It's just to catch fire like that and give 4 worthy quotables, like real memorable quotables in a row. Masterful. If I had to nitpick, which in a battle like this, which is close, I did not like his ending with the gigadis for these bitches like Quagmire. He had a multi to end his second as well, which I loved with the buzzer beater line. But this one particularly, it came off a little bit corny to me. Maybe a little grind timey, somebody would call it. but it just wasn't. It's not huge points off whatsoever, but it was a little noticeable. It went on a little too long, and I feel like it kind of, for a round that was full of so much momentum, by the end of when he finished it, it did take off a little bit of that. But either way, fantastic round. And then Nitty's third, crypt this, crypt that, banging every line like I telemark it. The chrome, the steel, iron, I'm not the one to meddle with. Got a little metal skein in there. And what I got for iron and the jeans increases it. This is where it starts to pick up. How long you gonna spit that rum, bull, like Michael Buffer? That was dope. Fire the iron on iron like I'm welding something. So you're starting to just jabbing, not maybe some stronger jabs, maybe some lighter, but he's jabbing to enter about the first half of this round. And then shit goes off the wall, very similar to Iron's round. We working with bangers. If I catch your white face in the hood, he's going to see about 36 chambers. That is crazy. Disgusting. It's just, you can't get around that. That is personally one of my favorite Nitty lines, but absolute haymaker. I let it go and call Iron in the face. Home Alone trap. Hard. It's not enough iron. You'll find your body with deficiency. Strong jab. Line about how we let it fly. The Bow Wow challenge. We all know the Bow Wow got caught. Talk about some first class. You were not in first class, Bow Wow. They caught you. And then you're about to see the iron get smoked against the animal on cattle branding. It's just, he really catches a certain amount of fire here in the second half of this third. And then he's got 3 bars to end it. The dog ears, one of the first original dog ears bars, I felt like. Put 7 in 1, then they're giving your dog ears. On the playback, that probably doesn't hit, but at the time, it was a pretty original concept. So it was a decent little bar. The claw game machine, keep playing with a quarter till there's a body on the grip. Crazy. Didn't even get the reaction. I feel like you hear Shine in there yell, yo, but the way he put that together, I don't think you see Nitty experiment like that as much as he used to. That quick little, it's almost like, I'm not going to say multi, but it's that real quick delivery there and getting the timing. I would like to see a little bit more of that back. I'm not saying he's completely lost it, but I really love when he gets to the pockets like that. And then to end it all off, your vitals go from Mr. Wavy to Av Slogan. His personal probably bar of the battle, most remembered bar of the battle. And then he comes back, play like that, because it was looking like a VA, and now it's straight like that. Really got to almost get 2 haymakers out of one concept, which is incredible. This round is so debatable. I think this is where the battle lies. I think most people really do give Rum Knitty the first, even though I believe it's on an edge. I would say most people would lean towards that's one of his more remembered rounds. Iron, I think, objectively got the second clear. One of the best style breakdowns, like I spoke of. And this third, true classic debatable battle. I really think you can go either way with this third round. I think Iron, with that clip of haymakers, probably has the higher peaks in the round. But for me personally, I think Nitty is jabbing between every bar. I think he also brought haymakers to the table. The 36 chambers bar and the Av wavy, Av slogan flip, I think just stick out crazy, about as crazy a bar as you can find from this battle. So while I think Iron peaked higher, I think consistency of the round, I didn't really like the way he ended his round in the beginning with the reach jokes. They were cool, but I thought Nitty's material from beginning to end is all hard hitting, all substance. It's not the slight iron. I just don't think that Nitty took damn near half a bar off. He had some couple misses, the 12, whipping the 12 Players Club party, and that's why it's debatable. If somebody is to say Iron in the third, absolutely 100% understand. For me, I just think all those punches to go through and just all those different quotables, that's what I remember here. So I'm giving the battle to Rum Knitty, 2-1 edge preference. Absolute classic battle, and I'm so happy these two gentlemen gave this battle to us. With that being said, y'all, that's gonna wrap up this here first Flashback Friday. Let me know, y'all. Send me, I'll have my Twitter in the description so you can tweet at me, but put it in the comments if there's anything you want to see get flashback. I mean, this could be any specific battle, any specific event, and I might go over it. I want to see y'all's ideas. Absolute classic. Always, I had for the first Flashback Friday, if I'm going to go back and review something, this had to be the battle I was going to review. Expect recaps coming up, like I said, early into next week. And let's just enjoy this event on Battle Rap. I'm going to be all on Twitter in the spaces, live tweeting, trying to update the event. So you all follow me on there and catch me on there if you want to be updated throughout the events. And it's been J Smo Reviews here again, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.